Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. You have reached Married at First Sight Decision Day Part 1. I forgot how they were doing it. Round 1, whatever. Same difference. Let's just get started into this recap. Becca and Austin had this intense heart-to-heart, and then he pulled a mother freaking Houdini and left the apartment, and they haven't spoken since. Cue the guilt, disappointment, and all-around confusion for Becca once again. And Becca says she's never felt so guilty and disappointed and confused, thinking about what decision day is going to look like for her. Meanwhile, Austin's mind is racing, and apparently that time apart was like a spiritual mother freaking retreat for him because it was helping him find his center, which is fine, whatever. It is what it is. Sometimes you do need time by yourself to think. But, Austin says they've had their shares of ups and downs, which, now it's culminating to this decision day. Becca says that she fought for the marriage, but as it stands now, she has no idea how it's gonna go. She doesn't know how to fight for the marriage anymore, and she doesn't know what's real and what isn't. Austin wants to say yes, but he doesn't know if that's what Becca wants. The experts are oddly thrilled, and I say oddly, about this decision day, even though this season has been a bunch of couples chosen from the depths of literal hell. This is all y'all's fault. The experts' matchmaking skills, they were way off this season, and I've seen every single season up to now, and this is one of the worst. I will not say the worst, but this is one of the worst seasons I have ever had to suffer through, and I say suffer. Dr. Pepper reminisces about Becca and Austin being the golden couple from the very beginning. Becca and Austin had chemistry for days, for weeks, but now they have hit some major speed bumps. So Dr. Pia says that she loves Austin and all, but there is a lack of emotional awareness on his part, whereas Becca is very much emotionally aware. At first glimpse, Austin brought relief, excitement, crashing over Becca. However, she grappled with the pace of their intimacy, leading her to doubt herself. Despite feeling authentically herself with Austin, navigating the hard stuff in this process has really shifted how she communicates with him. Becca's concern deepens as she wonders if Austin's focus is this only for TV? Austin shares his heartfelt experience. He says that when he first laid eyes on Becca, he was swept away by emotion. Remember, he cried, y'all. He cried. Becca radiated beauty and filled the room with sunshine. Their initial chemistry flowed effortlessly, but Becca struggles with his religious beliefs. His slower pace of intimacy and directness are now casting a huge shadow over the marriage. Austin emphasizes the need for Becca to trust him, as her doubts about his actions have intensified during the process. Feeling increasingly disconnected, Austin cares deeply for Becca, but he's not sure about overcoming these obstacles. Dr. Pepper acknowledges the emotional roller coaster and prompts Austin to share what happened recently. Austin explains that unresolved issues from the past weeks, coupled with breakdowns in conflict resolution, have made them question the future of their marriage. In the end, trust issues, miscommunication, and a whole lot of soul searching leaves Becca questioning. So Dr. Pia gives sage advice that when the cameras stop rolling, that's when the real work is going to begin. Despite feeling pressured by Austin to hide certain feelings, Becca realized that she was projecting a persona that really did not align with her true feelings. So after opening up in a session with Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal, Austin, which was, remember, she was saying how she felt that he was being combative, okay? Combative was the word that she used. Austin did not like that, and Austin feared being portrayed negatively. This situation left Becca feeling silenced, misunderstood. It reshaped her view of their relationship, and it raised doubt about Austin's sincerity. Austin defends his actions, acknowledging the natural concern of being filmed. Okay, because, any of us would be weird being filmed on our every, step. We can apply for the show. We can have seen all other 16 seasons. But you know what? I sympathize as to say I would probably act weird if there were cameras following me. He says despite that concern, he still genuinely cares about Becca. However, he feels that Becca's lack of trust, both on and off camera, have led to a breakdown in their communication. Becca expresses her distrust, feeling disconnected from genuine moments off camera. She's basically saying that, he has those lovey-dovey moments on camera, but off camera, he wasn't doing that. He wasn't trying to get deeper. Pastor Cal advises them to find the authenticity beyond TV, beyond the cameras. And she wonders, was she ready for this process? So, feeling unsettled, Becca seeks to trust her intuition and regain her footing, basically refocus herself and try to understand what she truly and really wants. Austin feels misunderstood, struggling to bridge the gap between perception and reality. Amidst Becca's doubts, the expert's advice. Dr. Pia notices how close Becca and Austin physically are, and she asks Becca if she thinks their connection is real. And Becca wants to believe that it's real, but she admits that she's unsure and she needs time to think it through. She sees both good and tough moments as indicators of genuineness. So, yeah, we can be good when we're good, but are we good when things are bad? Dr. Pia acknowledges how stressful this marriage experiment is, and she suggests to Becca to tell her anxiety to just shut the F up. Girl, all of us, a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us have anxiety. And if it was only as easy as saying, shut the hell up, like, girl, I would never be anxious. Becca agrees that she needs to, I guess, try to govern her feelings as far as anxiety, which is very hard. She says she knows it's not easy. Despite this difficulty, Dr. Pia encourages Becca to believe in their connection. Dr. Pepper suggests looking beyond the experiment for answers, and Pastor Cal stresses the importance of commitment, consistency, and time in building trust and value in their relationship. Becca rejects the past state of their marriage, but she embraces the potential future and she says yes. And Austin, he follows suit with a yes, and they end up staying together. Dr. Pia advises them to prioritize honesty and openness without concern for the appearance. Becca expresses hope for a fresh start, emphasizing, here we go with that word again, damn it, the need for private moments with Austin away from the cameras. Emily and Brennan face decision day with different levels of anxiety about it. Emily is tense. She's uncertain about Brennan's intentions and what this meeting will bring. And Brennan, on the other hand, he claims to be calm and carefree, but he worries about Emily's potential hostility. You're an abusive idiot, and you're worried about someone else's hostility? Pastor Cal reflects on how traumatic events can either unite or divide couples. And despite this initial hope after the accident, the experts say their connection fizzled. First of all, they never had a connection, really, if we're being completely honest here. From the beginning, Brennan was very shut down. There was no connection. Pastor Cal speculates that Brennan's expectations of the, quote, mystery wife, who happened to be Emily, did not align with who Emily was and what she was. And that made it difficult for Brennan to move past that disappointment and end up putting a wall up. Dr. Pepper observes a lack of deep connection, and she says that Emily was seemingly more willing to have than Brennan was. Emily expresses initially she was attracted to Brennan, but wishes he had invested more into their relationship's improvement and growth. Emily reflects on Brennan's presence during the traumatic accident with the ATV, acknowledging his initial potential as a supportive partner. However, she felt Brennan built emotional barriers early on, which he did, hindering their progress. Brennan initially admired Emily's energy, but later cited communication differences as a challenge. Brennan attempted to write his own narrative in all of this entire like 20-minute scene, and he claimed he was resilient and he learned and whatever. Fool. Okay, you haven't learned anything. You need a therapist. That's what you really need. All right, that's what you really need. Emily confronted him about his past behaviors, letting the world know he was controlling. He had her deleting, which we already knew because we heard that I think last week, that he had her deleting diary cams, and he was telling her how he was going to destroy her on TV, and he was trying to be really super controlling, so she felt like she couldn't say what she needed to say. And she basically wanted him to be accountable for his poor behavior and the fact that she felt disrespected this entire marriage. Despite Brennan's claims, Emily remained firm in her stance, and she expressed the need for him to be more accountable. Emily feels hurt because Brennan fails to see her positive qualities because he basically had a wall up and he was blinded by what he wanted and didn't get. Emily believes that Brennan intentionally ignored her good qualities due to his own freaking problems. The problem being he didn't possess those qualities his damn self. I'm surprised she said that, but kudos to her. All right. So Brennan admits to feeling drained and distant, claiming he ran out of effort. You never gave effort. What the hell are you talking about? I mean, you never gave effort at all. Emily thinks that their issues could have been fixed if she only knew about his perceived negativity of her. And Emily points out Brennan's habit of ending relationships over communication issues, which he then turns and he repeated on her. So Brennan says that he tried to protect Emily from harsh words, but struggles to explain his actions when asked because he knows he's lying. And when you have no words, that means you are a liar. You can't think of anything to lie about. Emily challenges Brennan's claims, saying that his efforts were insincere, that he was full of excuses. Brennan insists that he was only trying to shield Emily, but she questions how he could know the outcome of if he, just left her to be and didn't try to, quote, protect her and just was 100% honest with her. Pastor Cal explains that personal accountability is important.
I take accountability for that because what?
Look, I see BS. I'm sorry, I do. I'm going to be straight with you. I'm sorry, I do. I'm going to be straight with you.
Brennan apologizes fakely. I made that word up, didn't I? Anyway, I'm always making up words on this channel. And he struggles to acknowledge his actions. Emily points out his attempts to control the narrative and the fact that he disrespected her. Brennan apologizes again, another fake apology, acknowledging his failure to act in Emily's best interest. Dr. Pepper asks Brennan if his words would hurt Emily. And he says, yes, been sitting on what he's wanted to say all this time, but he hasn't done it because he claims he's, quote, protecting her. He's so full of crap. Emily confronts Brennan about his threat to ruin her life on TV, which he denies. She asserts her strength and denies wanting to go to war with him like he claimed. Dr. Pia presses Brennan on that allegation, wants him to be able to express himself about it. But Brennan says Emily wanted conflict, basically, and how she claimed that she was going to go to war. I don't even believe that. I don't believe that one bit. I think if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. And that makes zero sense because in this situation, you were the abusive one, not Emily. So why would Emily want to just go to war with you unless she had a reason to, which she does, by the way. Emily denies his claims. She cites evidence. There's literally FaceTimes if you want to get down and dirty. I wish they would have showed some of those FaceTimes so that we can see what the hell happened. But Emily says, are you okay? Are you okay? She doesn't say this exactly, but she's like, are you okay? Are you real? Are you in reality? Are you here with us? Are you on earth? Because you seem like you cannot grasp on what reality is versus your own perception. Pastor Cal acknowledges the I can't even say that word. What the hell? Why did I write a word I can't barely say, y'all? Anywho, Pastor Cal acknowledges the irreconcilable situation. And he says he's not even going to try to keep these two together. And he supports Emily's decision to seek a divorce. Despite Brennan's denials and attempts to shift the blame and gaslight, Emily stands firm, demanding respect, and wants him to acknowledge that he was disrespectful, but he's never going to do it, girl. Just give it up. Don't even bother. So Pastor Cal commends Emily's growth, encourages her to carry it forward while urging Brennan to seek self-awareness for his future relationships. The experts hug everyone. Pastor Cal, who are you proud of? You proud of Brennan? Not Brennan, dumbass. I know you ain't proud of his ass. Pastor Cal empowers Emily to never let anyone undermine her self-worth. And despite feeling sad about the divorce, Emily also feels relieved. Emily is eager to explore the positive and negative impacts that this experiment has had on her life. Dr. Pia praises Emily's strength, encourages her to embrace her phenomenal qualities as she moves forward with therapy, self-discovery. Now we shift back to Becca and Austin. They acknowledge the need to address their relationship's challenges, and Becca expresses a desire to refocus on herself, feeling that she has lost sight of her identity amidst the journey. Can I get props for not using the word optics here? I'm really sorry, I had to use it at least once. Despite feeling anxious, Becca hopes to rediscover happiness, potentially with Austin. Austin acknowledges the stress of production and commits to doing his best to make him and Becca's marriage work, prioritizing Becca in the process. Claire and Cameron have ended the marriage. I'm not going into a detailed discussion of them. I don't even know why they're here. Becca finds herself at a loss for words. She had hoped to move on from the cameras and production with Austin. However, she received a text from Claire indicating that Austin and Brennan were spotted with their producer, despite Austin's concerns about, I'm not going to say the O word, but I will say appearances. Becca is hurt by Austin's choice and feels unsure about their future, and now they have a gathering plan for the next day. Tensions are high, and she's going to confront this man. So now we're here one day after decision day. Austin expresses his anticipation for the day's gathering, and he hopes everyone has found closure and is happy with their decisions. Lauren's here, Looking good, Lauren. Damn. Like your hair. I always love her hair. Anyway, I hope Orion's big mouth is not running today. I really hope he doesn't say a word at all, but I know he will in probably the next part. Austin says he thinks him and Becca are in a good spot. Austin is hoping this is the point. They know what they want, they know where they're going, and they're riding off into the sunset. Yeah, you'll be riding off into the sunset on separate horses, though. Michael says he's nervous to hear how everyone's decision day went. He's pretty certain outside of Becca and Austin, everybody they split. Okay, they didn't stay together. For Michael, it just comes down to, what did Becca and Austin do? Emily asks how everyone's day was, and Becca said, what did you guys do last night? Acting like she ain't know the setup. Emily said we got dinner and then we went to the bar. Becca asks Austin if he went out last night, and he nods and says yeah. Austin said it was fun. Becca asks, did you go out with anybody else? And Austin said yeah, a whole group. Becca asked, was there a producer there? And Austin, because you're a no. You got me over here saying Austin. Austin nods no, and he's clearly lying. And then he says no, and then he says he doesn't know. So which was it? Is it a no? Is it you don't know? Were you drunk? Which one was it? Becca asks if he remembers. Austin says, are you mad at me for some reason? Well, you're quite perceptive, Austin. Goodness. Becca asks Austin if he came into this for a friendship with a producer or for a marriage with her. And Austin says, oh wow, okay. And then he says, a marriage with you. And Becca says, so you thought it would be okay to go out with a producer the night after decision day? And Austin says he didn't go out with a producer. And Becca says, no. Austin says, no, he didn't. I think Austin is saying he didn't go out with a producer by himself. That's what I'm gathering here, but they're not reading it that way. But that's how I'm seeing it. Put it in the comment section if you agree. If you don't agree, put it in there too. Becca then says, so who are you out with? Claire interrupts and she says, I'm sorry, but that is not factual at all, him saying that he wasn't with a producer. Lauren chimes in and says, you can't just sit there and lie like that. Lauren, were you there? Or they told you, girl. They sent text messages to you too. This is why I don't like when all y'all be together, because now it's going to be a lot of drama in these seasons. But anyway, I was not mad at this particular drama. So Claire tells Austin to just be honest. And then Austin says, we all ran into each other last night. Becca says, then you just saw the producer for a little bit and then left? Austin says he doesn't know. So Becca says, you do know. So Austin says, you're putting me in a tough position. Well, Austin, if you tell the truth, you wouldn't be in any type of position that was tough. You'd be in an easy position. It'd be hard to deal with, but it would be a lot easier than you being evasive like you are now. So Becca says, I'm putting you in a tough position. She says that literally yesterday, she said a large reason why she was saying maybe no to their marriage was because she couldn't tell what was real and what was fake. Austin says, nothing is fake about me. And Becca says, then why aren't you being honest with me right now? Honestly, I didn't say this before, but I'm going to say it now. Personally, maybe Becca was pressured into saying yes to Austin. I feel like she didn't want to say yes. And they were kind of like, come on, you guys can work it out. You guys have to see how it is beyond the velvet rope. You know what I'm saying? Beyond the lights and glitz and glamour. Based on what they were saying to her, she was like, you know what? Let me give it a chance. Even when intuition-wise, she probably didn't want to give it a chance. You should have went with your intuition, girl. Austin says, when has he ever said anything negative, defamatory, or anything that would insult you in any way? He was talking to Becca, of course. Becca says, what about the dignity of our marriage? And Austin claims to always have Becca's back. Becca says, what about you and me? The sanctity of our marriage and honesty.
What does that have to do with a producer? Because that has been the rift in our relationship, on top of religion, on top of intimacy, on top of everything else, and I made that clear to you.
Becca made that clear to him, and I am not sure what Becca means by that. She was not clear on what she was talking about there. Were you talking about him going out with people outside of the relationship? Drinking? I don't know what she means by that. So it's something that they're leaving out. But she says to Austin, you decided that the path forward to healing was to go spend time with this producer. So Austin told Becca, it just happened. He ran into them. And Becca says, you didn't just run into them. Becca, girl, what do you know? Can you tell us? Because so much stuff happens on the back end and we have no idea about it. All right. So this was planned. Austin, did y'all plan to meet up with that producer? Because that is some shady business. Becca then says she's not a dumb B word. And she says, did he think when he was out gallivanting and having fun, did he think about how that would impact her? And Austin says he didn't think it would be a problem. And Becca says, well, that says everything. And Becca says she's been calm, cool, and collected this entire season. So the fact that Becca herself is saying this about herself, the fact that she's riled up is really saying something. So Austin says that's not really true. And Becca says that's not really true. Okay. Austin says that he says to Becca that she's admitted to being very sensitive and an emotional person. And Claire says, well, that's not a bad thing. And the girls here they're kind of ganging up on Austin, which I don't really like that much because the guys are kind of staying out of it. So maybe you girls need to shut the hell up, mind your business, and let Austin and Becca handle this. All right. And originally when I was on my Reddit group for Married at First Sight, I said in the comments, like, why aren't they having this discussion privately? Because this is making me uncomfortable. But then I realized Austin was out there gallivanting in the mother freaking public. So he can be chastised in front of people. If he can be out there in front of people, he can be chastised in front of people too then. Lauren says to Austin, maybe you need to be more sensitive. And Austin says that he's trying to be more sensitive, but that doesn't mean that Becca has been calm, cool, and collected. He says every time there's an argument, Becca goes into fight or flight mode. And Becca says, you know what's funny about that? In therapy, she's realized that her fight or flight mode is triggered when she's not in a secure and safe space. And Becca says that she's figured out that her safe, secure space is not with Austin. She says because of so many trust issues and last night and the fact that Austin was sitting here lying about it right now and he's continuing to lie about different aspects of it tells her that she was wrong in saying yes and should have followed her intuition, which was to say no originally. Becca says Austin has always been more concerned about visuals than marriage. Speaking of visuals, Beyonce, where the hell are our Renaissance visuals? What's wrong with you, lady? Austin says that that's not true. And Becca says all of the men here, except Michael, have only cared about how they appear on camera. Austin says everybody cares about how they come off on camera. Becca says the one thing that was missing from their relationship and why she was going to say no on decision day was because of trust. She says that she couldn't trust the authenticity. I'm tired of this word. She couldn't trust whether the relationship was true or false. She says this is now officially over because of this situation. So Austin admits that his priority was misplaced. He says that it wasn't intentional. And Becca says, but that has been a running theme in our relationship where she's not the priority. Austin just answers, okay. She says to Austin that his own being is the priority. Becca says that she never wants him to lose that though. She thinks that he will find someone who truly is even more independent than she is, not as emotional, not as sensitive. She is all those things, and I am too, girl. Okay, I'm not ashamed of who I am, damn it. Says that has not worked in his favor. Becca says at this point, she's given Austin so many chances to make her the priority. Time and time again, she is not. So right now at this point, Austin is speechless. Lauren asks Becca, what is she saying? Lauren, which producer put you up to that? Because we can hear verbally what Becca is saying. Becca is saying she's over it and she should have went with her initial intuition, which was to say no to this marriage. Becca says she's saying a lot of heated things because she's very angry. And she says it's been very hard to differentiate reality from fiction. All she ever wanted in Austin was that one person who would be true with her throughout all of this, and that isn't what she's gotten. Austin says that he's not saying that he's been fully successful at it, but he's really tried to be that person for Becca in every way. And it sucks and it hurts to hear Becca say that he hasn't been that person because he thought he was doing a good job. And he thought the things that he was struggling with, he was improving on. Austin says she doesn't feel that way and he doesn't know what to do. So Austin says their relationship has gone to an unhealthy place and he doesn't know if it can be fixed. He doesn't know. And Becca says what she heard him just say is that he no longer thinks that they should try working on their marriage because, and then there was some kind of interruption. I guess she stopped talking. Oh no, I wanted to interject. Sorry, that's me because I wrote my notes. Haha. Becca, you said yourself that this relationship was shot a little while ago. So I don't know why you're surprised that he's saying the same thing because he's literally saying the same thing you just said. Austin says that he doesn't know if they can get past this. And Emily says to Becca, that's an important time for her because she feels like she went in very strong in the relationship about how she felt. And she asks Becca, does she feel like she wants to change her decision after how today went. Or does she feel the same? Becca says that she's even more confused, and if she was concerned about the trust between her and Austin before, she's even more concerned now. And then Claire says she doesn't want to interfere with what's going on here. But girl, you've been interfering. You've been putting in your 2 cents. You've been sending text messages. What the hell are you talking about? So Claire goes into this saying that there's a theme of them being silenced. And then she gets into it with freaking Cameron. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm really sorry. Y'all going to have to watch this. Go back and watch her and Cameron go at it, because I'm not in the mood. I don't like Cameron. I've never liked that man. I don't like them. What are y'all arguing for? What are y'all going back and forth for? What is really the point? You guys are splitting. You're divorcing, or you're divorced. I don't know. Y'all been done for like the past, I don't know, 10, 12 episodes. I lost count. I don't know why Lifetime feels we need to see these two going back and forth. It just made me uncomfortable, because in the end, it's pointless. They're not even staying together. I do not care. The only thing I will talk about in here is how Cameron was trying to say he didn't really like that Claire interfered, but yet Cameron's over here telling the guys, oh, let's go double date and let's go out here and hang out. You know what, Cameron? Shut the hell up. You're annoying. Anyway, I'm moving on. So apparently they get into this thing about people lying. Cameron's lying. Everybody's lying. And Becca says this is a running theme with these dudes. And Cameron gets up and leaves. I'm sure he'll cite his heart problems or whatever the hell. I don't even care. So Michael asks, okay, y'all have had y'all decision day. What's next for y'all guys? What's next for y'all? But the split and never see each other again, in my opinion. But hey, what do I know? Brennan's talking crap about how he's going to reflect. And he's going to reflect. Hold on, because this is just too big. Hold on. Emily, what the hell are you doing? Sit your ass down. Why are you going over there trying to be so lovey-dovey with this man who was abusive to you emotionally the entire time? Why are you trying to be cool with him? Everything you said at the mother freaking decision day is now over. It's done. Emily, I hope you understand that everything you said to Brennan is now a joke to him. You coming over to him and now y'all want to come over here being lovey-dovey and cool. Listen, there's being, I don't know, forgiving, and then there's being dumb. And I'm really, 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 really sorry. But this was not a good move. You should have stayed stern until the end. Keep your self-confidence about you. Know that this man disrespected you. And do not pay him dust. Do not give him the time of day. You got your pretty little ass up over there to come put your hand on his shoulder for what? He deserves a shiner. He deserved to be punched in the eye. That's what he's deserving of. Anyway, Emily, girl, you messed up. And now what the hell you doing? You were holding his hand a second ago and y'all are hugging now? This is some bull crap. Lauren says that she's expressed to Orion via text a lot. Girl, you need to let that go too. I'm not sure why y'all holding on to these half of men. But I'll tell you right now, I want a whole man. I want an all true man. I'm not going to sing it. And I got an announcement to make at the end of this video, because I made a video and nobody watched it yesterday. So I got to put it on the end of a mother freaking review just so y'all will watch it. I should not have to beg y'all to hear what I have to say. Lauren's like, you know, if you want a friendship, you can have it. I'm here. It's on the table. Girl, go somewhere. Okay? You need to get some self-confidence too. You and Emily need to get together and go to that therapy session together. That's what both of y'all need. Because for men to treat y'all the way they treated y'all and y'all still want to be friends, F that. Maybe, am I mean? Put in the comment section if y'all think I'm mean. Y'all think I'm mean? Because I will have nothing to do with you. I will never talk to you again. Like, I literally will never talk to you again. And I have no problem doing it. And I won't feel guilty. Lauren asks Chloe and Michael, how is their relationship progressing? And they're still in a positive place, folks. Okay, that's all you got out of them. They're still in a positive place. So Becca says that this experiment has put a spotlight on some issues that she needs to work on. And Becca says it has also made her realize that her weak spots can be triggered. Orion, why are you always talking about bridges? I'm tired of you. Okay. Orion asks Becca if she would be willing to build a bridge. This got to be the most talkingest season of characters I've ever seen in my life. Y'all say so much just to say so little. I'm going to condense what she just said. She says that her and Austin's problems have been compounded together so much so, and then now she realizes that he's lied to her. That just added to it, and it's just put her in a place where she doesn't know where the relationship is going to go. Becca says that there might be a bridge in the future, but she needs to heal and learn how to trust herself and her intuition again. Becca says that she thinks that Austin will be the perfect guy for someone. It's just not her. Austin looks so sad right now, like a sad little puppy. You might need to lay off the alcohol. I'm not trying to call you an alcoholic. I'm just saying. Austin says that he feels very blindsided. You mean the way Becca felt when she found out that you went out there with the producer and y'all was hanging out, y'all was having shots, and y'all was doing all this stuff without her knowledge? You mean that kind of blindsided? I guess you're even, huh? Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Please don't hate me, but I kind of feel bad for Austin just a little bit. That's how they get you. That's how they get you to bring him in the house. They be looking all sad, but I gotta say, felt kind of bad in this scene right here. He says he doesn't know what to do. Becca says she loves Austin like any human being walking on this earth. She says she just has to know when she's not a good fit for him. Becca says that the responsibility is on her to recognize that. Well, that is the end of this recap. And when I tell you, it was so much notes I had for this hour and 20-minute long recap. I hope you all appreciate it. I didn't leave out any information except for the Cameron and Claire stuff, because frankly, I do not care, and I ain't never recapping nothing with them in it. I'm really sorry to tell you all. My channel will be going back to Sincerely Tracie, where you will be getting recaps of television shows, movies, true crime, and my celebrity news will be returning to my channel, which I believe was called Just Kicking It. Wasn't it? We're back with that. You know why? Because I want to be myself, and I'm tired of being put in a reality box, child. You can't keep me in a box. I'm tired of thinking of so many video ideas and I can't do them. This channel will be Sincerely Tracie as soon as YouTube allows me to change the name back, darn it. Because I was playing around with names and I ended up with Tracie Reviews and no. We're going back to Sincerely Tracie, where I do whatever I want on my channel. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I appreciate everybody that watched this video. I have a lot more videos coming for you this weekend. You don't even know what's coming. You don't even know what's coming because it's a lot. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching my channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.